Hello, hello, hello. I am Dr. Monica from Deep Rooted Health and Wellness Med Spa. Welcome to Talk Ed Tuesday. I'm so happy to have you guys here with me tonight, the eve of Valentine's. So, with the eve of Valentine's, what better day to talk about heart health? I'm so happy you guys decided to join us tonight. Um, we're doing a late night edition because we are going to talk all things intimacy and heart. Intimacy and heart. So, Hearts Ablaze, enhancing intimacy through cardiac wellness, enhancing intimacy through cardiac wellness. So, we are going to talk about how do you really help your heart and what things hurt your heart, and how does that react and impact us intimately, as human beings. So this is not a conversation for the kiddos. So if the kiddos are in the room, move to another room, because I am going to be talking big girl and big boy terms tonight, because I really want you all to understand how, on the eve of love, which every night should be, but the eve that we really concentrate on love, what kind of things are really happening with your heart? And if they're not happening with your intimacy, how is your heart impacting those things? So let's get into it. Hearts ablaze. Let's go. Um, this is really a conversation that came to me because so many times, and this is not just when we get older, but so many times in our relationships, we find that we are not satisfied fully, sometimes not feeling like we're healthy enough to have a good, intimate sex life, and that's with men and women, and don't really want to talk about it or don't understand it enough to talk about it. So the question comes up like, what and why is intimacy important to us as humans? So first, I want to first say that because this is a late night edition, I'm having some red beverage. You have red beverage of your choice because this is heart healthy. And so please feel free to get relaxed, and see if you can find a way to find some place where you can tune on and maybe even ask some questions tonight. I believe our chat is open. And so you can, if you're coming to us from Facebook, you can come on live. If you're coming through to us on Instagram, I believe, you may be able to come to us live. If not, I'll bring on Instagram. But please, YouTube, we are here live on YouTube. So please put in your YouTube questions. I'll be trying to pull those up as we talk and answer your questions real time. Because I want to know what your questions are. And as I always tell you, please feel free to put those into your to the chat. And if you're watching this on rerun, please put them into the chat, because I will be happy to go back and answer those questions. So when we talk about human beings and we talk about intimacy, we need to understand how important intimacy and connection really is to our well-being overall. Now, that being the case, um, there's experiments done on all animals, all types of animals. And when there is not social connection, when there is not an intimate connection, we don't thrive. We absolutely can actually die. So, having an intimate partner, having someone that you can connect with, even a social partner, social groups, that's truly important to actually thriving and living. Having partnership makes you a healthier person, makes you a happier person. Having intimate partnerships does that as well. And studies have shown that the lack of those things can actually be detrimental. And we're going to get into all of those tonight. We have 1 hour. You know, this is our hour of power. So we're going to get a lot packed into 1 hour speaking about those subjects and how do your relationships actually impact your health and your heart health. And then if you're not feeling fulfilled, or if you're not, or you have some areas that are a problem as far as your health is concerned, I'm here at Deep Rooted Health and Wellness here in Lawrenceville, Georgia, and we can help address that. And we do that for our clients all the time. So feel free to drop some comments or questions, or you can actually call the office and get a 15-minute free consultation with myself. You can do that by calling 770-847-8104. And we'll continue to remind you how to contact us throughout our broadcast tonight. So, as we were saying, if I need to have better intimacy with human beings to be healthier, what does that really mean? Studies show that sex actually boosts your immune system. And that is something that a lot of times people say, and people feel like maybe they're saying it just because they want to get into your pants. But it's true. It is true. It is really very healthy to actually have intercourse, and it's very necessary to have intercourse because what we find is that there are chemicals and hormones that are released when we have intercourse that are healing and necessary. So, yes, having sex is a very important and healthy aspect of living. So, um, when you release those hormones and those chemicals, actually healing processes go on, stimulating processes go on in other areas of your body, not only in the genital area, but in the brain as well, in the heart as well. And those things are very necessary for us to live. Now, when you say, well, what does intimacy have to do with heart health? What is intimacy? And what is intimacy? Because intimacy means a lot of things to a lot of people. So, intimacy is as much the emotional connection as it is the physical connection, and it shows up many different ways. So, intimacy is the connection that one person has with another, whether it's simply through touch, whether it's through mental stimulation, through connection. Intimacy has impact on your overall health. So when you're not connected with human people or other people or even animals, something that actually makes you understand that you're not alone, then you are more likely to be unhealthy mentally and physically and even spiritually. Um, what does regular sexual health and regular sexual activity do? There's a lot of things that it does. Physically, uh, you actually, for women, we find that by having orgasms and engaging in sexual health, that they have a stronger pelvic floor, and that's really important, especially as you age. When you're younger, you say, well, why do I need a pelvic floor to be stronger? Well, the stronger your pelvic floor is, the more control you have during intercourse with your partner, and it also helps to enhance your orgasm. It also helps to help as you get older when we talk about incontinence. So having a strong pelvic floor can actually help you to treat incontinence or to prevent you from having urinary incontinence. And what is urinary incontinence? It's when your bladder is weak and you might urinate on yourself or pee on yourself when you laugh, when you cough, you can't quite make it to the bathroom in time because you got to go at that exact time. That comes from having a weak pelvic floor. So having sexual intercourse and having those hormones being stimulated and released actually does help to stimulate the pelvic floor. So for ladies out there, sex is good for you. Sex helps you to age well, helps you to prevent some of the things that may go on as you age. It makes those things happen not as frequently. For men, did you know that having orgasms helps prevent prostate cancer? Yes, having orgasms helps to prevent prostate cancer. Studies have shown that men, the more orgasms you have, ejaculations that you have in your 20s, is actually preventative on you getting prostate cancer. Preventative for you getting prostate cancer. So just think about the body like this. Nothing that we have is wasted. Nothing that we have is for nothing. And so know that use it or lose it is a real thing. Use it or lose it is a real thing. We want to make sure that we are using all of our functions, all of our organs, all the time throughout our entire life, because the more that we use and engage them, the better they can serve us. So, women, remember that your pelvic floor is important to your young health as well as your older health. And men, remember that your pelvic floor is important because it's important to prostate. Your pelvic floor and having the ability to ejaculate helps to reduce prostate cancer. And so, the more you ejaculate as a younger person and into your older years, the less likely prostate cancer is for you. It kind of helps prevent that. So studies are showing that. So get active. Let's be safely active at all stages and ages of life. Um, Also, as we get older, having regular healthy sex, having orgasm, is also really great for hormone balancing. So when it's kind of a catch 22, because if your hormones are unbalanced, you may not feel like a really sexual person. You may not feel like being in an intimate situation with anyone. You may be cranky. You may not feel like you feel sexual because your libido or your sex drive is low. And that's for men and women. So at the age of 40, our hormone levels begin to drop, testosterone and estrogen, and really and truly has a big impact on how we perceive ourselves, how we perceive our partner. Do we can love our partner and we can even be attracted to our partner, but we just may not be engaged enough to want to be intimate with our partner. And that really has a big impact because of our hormone levels. So by having intercourse, that's how you help to boost those hormone levels. Now, we here at Deep Rooted Health, I am really committed to helping men and women get back to their va va voom and get back to their healthy sexual states, healthy mental states, healthy energetic states by doing bioidentical hormone replacement. And that's where we actually balance out your testosterone and your estrogen levels for both men and women. And by doing that, you get your libido back and want to have um, extra spicy, healthy sex, as well as have energy level and muscle building potential for your lean muscle mass. Helps out with your memory, helps out with your sleep. And we'll talk about how sleep impacts all of these things as well. But having sex helps those hormones as well. So as the wheel goes, the catch 22, you got to have good sex to have good hormones, and you got to have good hormones to have good sex. So if you're feeling run down, sleepy, tired, don't want to have sex, lost your libido, know that your hormones might need to be checked so that you want to get back in the game again, so that you can help to keep those hormone levels where they need to be and to stimulate natural hormones as well. So last but not least, why is intimacy important to your health balance? Because intimacy helps your cardiovascular health. And that's what we're here to talk about. It's Valentine's Eve. So your heart not only is an instrument of love for the opposite person in your life, but it is an instrument of love for yourself and keep you healthy. So having healthy intimacy, having healthy sex is absolutely imperative to your cardiovascular health. When I say cardiovascular health, I'm talking about your heart, your blood vessels, that whole system of cardiac health is impacted when we have good, healthy sex. So, um, studies have suggest that men and women who have sex regularly are going to have less cardiovascular events. Men who have sex at least twice a week, and women who have a healthy sex life, who are feeling satisfied in their sex life, both of these two variables have been shown to decrease the cardiovascular events, or cardiac events, otherwise known as heart attacks and things related to heart development of inflammation and clogged arteries. All of those things are impacted by the quantity and the quality that you have intercourse or intimacy sex orgasms in particular, are shown to do the prevention and to help your sex life as well as to help your heart health. So remember, don't think that this is just an issue of satisfaction. This is an issue of health. Now, if you have cardiovascular disease already, because this is the question that people ask me all the time. If I already have cardiovascular disease, how then am I going to have sex if I'm on medications or if I've had a heart attack? Because if I've had a heart attack, I'm scared. Maybe I'm scared to actually get back in the game again. When is it safe to have sex? Because some people literally stop being intimate because they're afraid that they're going to either hurt their partner or they're afraid that they're going to hurt themselves. Well, I am here to tell you that studies show that it is important for you to have an intimate connection for your cardiac rehab, as well as when the time is right, when your doctor clears you, usually anywhere from, depending on what kind of procedure you had done, 1 to 6 weeks post operation, that it's okay to get back in the game. It's okay to get back in the bedroom. It's okay to engage your heart in some cardiovascular exercise so that you can actually feel good again. And so a lot of people get scared about what might happen and what should I be on the lookout for. Well, I will say to you, having sex is actually safer than a lot of physical activity at the gym. Having sex is cardiovascularly safer than some of the physical activity that you want to get back to at the gym. So once you're able to take brisk walks and feel your heart rate raise, then you know that you're getting back to a place where having sex after a cardiovascular event, such as a heart attack, or even something as serious as an open heart surgery, there's a lot of healing that needs to go on in those situations. But after that happens and you're, doing your cardiac rehab, know that getting back into the bedroom, getting back intimate with your partner is part of your therapy. And it's important for the mental health as well. So don't give up just because you feel as though you might be harming yourself or harming your partner. Don't give up on that. Just work together towards kind of communicating about really how you feel about it, even the fears that you feel about it, and the feelings that you feel that you might hurt them or that they won't be ready, or feelings that you feel that you might not ever want to get back in the game again. It's a conversation, and that communication actually will be part of the healing process. So talk to your doctor, find out what for you, based on the procedure you had, is a safe time for you to get back to intimacy, um, and then work together with your partner to make it happen. It's important. Now, if you haven't had an actual cardiac event, if you haven't had surgery, open heart surgery, or some kind of surgery, coronary artery surgery, something like that, but let's say you are on medications, medications that may have blunted your cardiac response. So, what kind of medications would that be? So, for men and women both who are on blood pressure medicine, that can change how you respond to your sex partner. It can change how your body is responding to you. And what do I mean by that? So, what I mean by that is that when you're on cardiovascular blood pressure medicine, sometimes you may not be able to have an erection. A lot of times for men, that's a major reason why some men refuse to uh, to get on medication. Is because they see a difference in their erection or the strength of their erection, and so they're like, "Well, I'm not giving that up." But that's not the answer. The answer is finding out, what else can you do to increase blood flow to your penis. We at Deep Rooted Health, we work with men through our precision ED equipment. We have procedures that we're able to do that are non-invasive to increase nerve stimulation and blood vessel stimulation and therefore increasing blood flow to the penis. It is amazing what happens when you are able to have better blood flow. Now, also, there are medications, obviously, that men can use to enhance the blood flow as well. But I want to caution you that if you are going to use medications to enhance blood flow, heart health first. Know that if you're on nitroglycerin, that taking things like Viagra or medications that Cialis that increase blood flow, you can't take those while you're taking nitroglycerin. You can take them while you're taking your blood pressure pills, but nitroglycerin in particular would be a contraindication to taking them at the same time because they work in the same very similar ways, and you don't want to overburden the heart by having both of those medications on board at the same time. So if you're having issues with erections, otherwise known as erectile dysfunction, and maybe it's coming from your blood pressure medications, know that there are other things that you can take, other medications that you can take that maybe wouldn't affect you as the same. Or there are procedures like the ones that I do called Precision ED, which are sound wave technology to help increase the blood flow to the penis area, and that way your erections can stay harder for longer and be more responsive to you. And then also there are medications that you can use to increase the blood flow. Check with your doctor to make sure that it's safe for you to be on those medications, but know that there are options for you that are heart healthy, because we are saying it is important that you stay sexually active even as you age. There is no cutoff to you being sexually active for your physical health and your mental health. Now, for men, that's blood pressure medication. For women, blood pressure medication also can affect you in your sexual endeavors, your libido, for example. Men and women can have a change in their libido. And what is libido? Your drive to want to even have sex. For women, it's been shown that being on blood pressure medicine can sometimes make them not want to have sex, makes them just not even crave it. We also find for men and women that being on medications for depression, antidepressants, can cause you not to want to have intimacy. Libido, libido being low. Libido being low can be a secondary thing for men and women. Let me say it again, being on antidepressant medication. I've also had clients into me, young clients come into me who needed to have a conversation and some therapy around not having stimulation with their clitoris, which is the equivalent to a penis in a woman. Your clitoris may not be as sensitive. So, wow, I have a good libido. I want to have sex, but when I have sex, I don't have like an orgasm because my clitoris is non-responsive. It's numb. It's dulled. So know that when that happens, it can be because of medication. Can be because of your antidepressive medication that you've been on. Sometimes, like I said, I have had young women who've been on birth control for long, long periods of time, and that blunted their response. So there's multiple different reasons why you can have a low libido or experience not as fulfilling a sex life secondary to things that you're taking in. Now, you don't want any of those things to get in the way of you having an intimate connection with someone. So, if you are having any of those challenges, contact us at Deep Rooted Health and Wellness Med Spa. We can have a free 15-minute consultation, just you and go over those things and figure out what may be the cause of why you're having the issue, the dysfunction. Once again, the number is 770-847-8104. So men and women know that you both are possibly having some of these challenges, and there are solutions for both. Cleovana is the name of the sound wave technology that I use on women to actually re-stimulate the blood circulation and therefore re-stimulate nerve endings in the clitoris. And Precision ED is the procedure that I do, the sound wave technology. Both are non-invasive, take about 15 minutes at a time in the office for a few sessions each week, and we're able to regenerate that sensitivity, that blood flow to our sexual organs so that we are actively enjoying healthy sex. Because sex is good, but the orgasm is important to that heart health as well. So we don't want to lead you in the wrong direction, saying that one without the other is all you need. We want you to have not only um, good sex, we want you to have fulfilling sex. And fulfilling sex has to do with feeling the emotional tie as well as the physical actual stimulation and the physical pleasure that you get when there's ejaculation for both men and women. So, if you are having challenges with sex through because of let's say because of a heart condition, there are things that can be more strenuous on your heart if you're having a heart condition. And so I want to give you a few key things that you should be aware of, that you should not be putting yourself in the position of if you're trying to have safe sex and you have a heart condition. So one of the things are your environment. So too cold of an environment or too warm of an environment, too hot of an environment is very stressful for the heart. So make sure that you're not trying to stress the body out, the heart in particular out, by having environments that are the extremes. The second thing that I would want to say is if you are engaging in sexual intercourse, but you've just had a really heavy meal. So tomorrow you're going out, um, you are taking your partner out for a beautiful dinner to celebrate Love Day, Valentine's, but you eat real, real heavy, and then you want to come home and do the thing. You want to get real, real spicy with your partner. Be careful, because having a lot of heavy food on your stomach makes the heart work even harder because the blood is shunted to your stomach and away from the heart. And so then the heart has really got to work hard to get the blood flow pumped around to the rest of the body. So you're making that heart work even harder. So if you plan on using your heart really for intimacy, uh, please, 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 kind of eat light so you can work hard. That's the second thing that I want to tell you is a tip. And the third thing is position. The positions that you are in for intimacy, for having sex, definitely some of them are easier on the heart than others. So what does that mean? So, like if I was telling someone who had just had a heart surgery and they were coming through recovery and they were cleared to engage in sex, what positions would I tell them to get in? Well, um, one partner being on top would be helpful for the person who has had the heart issue, because the person who's laying flat, they are not working as hard as the person on top. So, mounting on top of your partner would help the person who is on the bottom not have to work so hard as far as their heart is concerned. Side sex, having sex from the side, another way of not having to put the heart under so much stress. So, being kind of in a coupled or a cupping motion with the two partners definitely will make sure that the partner does not have to work as hard and you can still have enjoyable intimacy and intercourse. So, those are some tips to help your heart work not so hard, but still help you enjoy yourself. Now, I want to also talk, I don't want to leave us without talking about the specifics of why your heart, how your heart is impacted, be by having good, healthy sex. There are actually studies that are shown that having good, intimate relationships is imperative to your heart health. Now, you say, what does picking a good partner have to do with me living longer? Now, besides the obvious of just being happier, um, you truly have chemicals that are given off by the body when you are engaging in really healthy, intimate relationships. So, having an intimate partner or having a social, intimate social group, um, there are things that are released from the body that will literally help prevent heart conditions. Having and the opposite is true as well. When you are in a stressful relationship, a stressful intimate relationship, that will cause stress on the body. And that will actually cause you to release chemicals in your body that will actually cause heart disease as well, or make heart disease even more dangerous for you. So let's get into it. Let's talk about what those things are. So if you are in a giving, sharing, loving, intimate relationship, and you are practicing good communication, you're practicing spending intimate time with someone, the studies have shown that you are going to have an increase in good endorphins, good chemicals that will actually be cardioprotective. Now, if you are, let's say, going through a stressful relationship, not connecting with your partner, going through a divorce, going through separation, studies have shown that there's an increase in those catecholamines or the stress hormones that has an impact on the way the heart works. You also have more cholesterol release when you're under stressful, prolonged stressful relationships or intimate relationships or social relationships. That too has an impact on the blood vessels and clogged arteries and blocked arteries in your heart, coronary artery disease, atherosclerosis. So knowing that it is important that we take care of our relationships with our intimate partner because it does have an effect on your health. It has an effect on your cardiovascular system, on your heart health. So, your blood pressure goes up when you're not in a good intimate relationship with someone, when you're arguing, when you're stressed out, when you're not communicating, when you're not talking, your blood pressure is higher. Your heart rate is higher. You don't sleep as well. And as I said before, you release more lipids or fat into your bloodstream. And those fat molecules then can get stuck on areas of inflammation, which is also increased because of the stress factor that you're under. And then guess what? Your heart disease risk factors go up. Just the opposite is true when you are happy, laughing, enjoying yourself, engaging in sex. We find that those same particles, those same chemicals that are in your body are decreased in a good way, and you don't have the amount of inflammatory response or the inflammatory stimulation that causes heart damage and blood vessel damage. So it's important to be communicating with your partner. Don't go to bed mad. Don't go long period stretches of time without communicating. Learn how to meet in the middle. Learn how to laugh with your partner. And if you don't know how to, if you can't get past it, get some help. Find someone that can help you communicate. Find someone that can help teach you how to um, com- express your feelings. Find someone that can help you communicate health in a healthy way. Find someone that can help you learn to listen, because half of communication is being a good listener, being that for someone else and having that someone else be that for you. That puts you in a relaxed state, and when you're in a relaxed state, that also causes the release of good healthy chemicals in the body. So being in that intimate relationship is important, but being in it in a healthy and happy way is what really gives the heart the bonuses and the benefits that we're looking for. Now, um, if you are not sleeping well with your partner, sleeping well in general is still an issue, but sleeping well with your partner is also of benefit. Studies show that when you are cohabitating with your partner, sleeping and getting a good night's sleep, and sometimes those things can be a problem because maybe your partner snores, maybe your partner has sleep apnea, and so they're waking up throughout the night. That's not good for the heart either, because those times when you're having an apneic spell, which means to actually lose your breath or hold your breath and not know it while you're sleeping, that's stressful for the heart. And so those absolutely have an impact on the heart. But your partner who you're sleeping with is being affected by your disruption of sleep as well. So if you have insomnia and you just can't get to sleep and you're restless in the bed, those things affect not only you, but they affect your partner's health. So it actually correlates that if your partner's not getting a good night's sleep because you're not getting a good night's sleep, then their heart is in danger, but so is yours. So is yours. So getting a good, thorough 6 to 8 hours of sleep every night, and depending on your age, those time differences, those times change, but that is imperative to getting rest and keeping your cortisol levels low. Um, and so, therefore, your heart is able to work under less stressful conditions. So, sleep is important. Good sleep is even more important. And if your partner's not getting good sleep, help them out, and you all work together to try to figure out what can we do to get better sleep together. Hey, being in the bed together, one person being in the bed and the other one not being in the bed is another issue. It's not helping that connection, that intimacy that we talked about. That intimacy is what prolongs your life. So getting in the bed, reading together, just being together quietly, watching a movie if that's your nighttime routine, and then turning that TV off. Those are all things that really have shown by studies that will help improve and prolong your heart and prolong your cardiac life. Now, um, it's important that when you're in a stressful event that has occurred in your life or in your relationship, that you spend time kind of, um, I don't know, going over the events that that happened. Um, Try not to uh, skip over the healing parts of stressful events, because what happens is we internalize those things, and when we internalize those things, we don't actually heal from them. So I really encourage you all to get with a counselor if you're having a stressful event that has occurred, whether it be a personal health event, whether it be a life event, such as a divorce, loss of a spouse, loss of a parent, loss of a child. All these things can be very, very stressful. So I do encourage you to get help from a professional counselor if there is some things that are keeping you awake or that are keeping you stressed out. It's important that you do look for and seek out help. You can always call our office, and we're happy to work with our clients. We have mindfulness classes, we have meditation classes, because sometimes you just have to spend time learning how to kind of quiet yourself, kind of heal yourself, and learn how to deal with stress in a better way. And our classes at Deep Rooted Health and Wellness with our counselor, excuse me, our therapist that does our meditation and our mindfulness, she is amazing. Shonda is amazing, and her classes are absolutely a great way to learn how to still the mind and to still the body. We are going to be doing yoga classes in the coming month. And also, we're offering those classes virtually. So don't get stressed out by not being able to get across town to get to us. We are actually going to be doing classes virtually. And so do not make any excuses for not learning how to meditate, learning how to be mindful, and finding out what the benefits of those things are on your physical body and your mental body. Knowing that we can do those classes as a couple. So, learning how to do that, having those moments of intimacy, being quiet and still together and alone are both beneficial. So, treat your partner to some classes this month. That would be a great way of showing that you care about their mental health, is by treating them to mindfulness classes by our teacher Chandra at Deep Rooted Health and Wellness Med Spa. Our classes are on Mondays and Wednesdays every week, and we look forward to having you either there or virtually. So call our office and get set up for those appointments. Now, I've talked to you a lot about the things that are important to your heart health and why they're important. We've talked about how you're important to be aware of how you physically are healthy. We've talked about how it's important to make sure that you know that your medications that you're on for your heart can sometimes get in the way of your intimacy, but that they should not be a barrier, and to talk to a professional about getting either changing of those medications or talk to a professional about other procedures that you can have done, like the Cliovana for women and the Precision ED for men. And you can call us, and we'd be happy to help you with that. We've also talked about connecting, and ways in which you can connect with your partner. Being creative, taking walks, touch, massage, having conversations, spending time, not spending time by yourself, spending time with the person that you are in partnership with, being intimate with, or just spending time, holding hands, watching a movie together, walking down the street. When you go to the supermarket, grab their hand and walk into the supermarket together. Like, make a connection before you get to the bedroom, so that when the time you get to the bedroom, that you are already connected and it doesn't just feel like it's just sex. But I want to offer you all a special, because, as I said before, we at Deep Rooted Health, we do specialize in the heart and the body. And so when we bring the two of those together, there's no better match. So I work with my clients on individual customized health plans, where we actually build plans based on what your deficiencies could be, because you may be having depression because you have a micronutrient deficiency, because you're not able to make dopamine, which is one of those hormones or the chemicals that our body makes to make us feel good. Serotonin for depression. You may be having those things because you're not putting the right things in your body. So I do that at Deep Rooted Health. I look at micronutrient deficiencies to help people figure out why they're not feeling their best, why they're anxious, why they're depressed, why they may not feel like having sex, by checking hormone levels, thyroid levels as well. So you can get an appointment and we'll be happy to check your levels and see where you might be deficient at. But if we find that everything is good, or if you find that erectile dysfunction is a diagnosis that you have, or clitoral dysfunction is a diagnosis that you have, we have something for you. At Deep Rooted Health and Wellness, we actually specialize in, we are one of the premier places where the sound wave technology for erectile dysfunction and for clitoral stimulation is being done, is treated. And that is with the Cliovana machine for women and for the Precision ED machine for men. And because it's Valentine's and because I love you all, I am going to do a special offer for you. For Valentine's, we are offering 20% off our Precision ED and 20% off our Cliovana. That's right, 20% off our Precision ED and 20% off our Cliovana. And we're going to run this special through the end of February. So this is a short month. So get this special while it lasts. This is a priceless gift. And guess what? You both can do it. You can do Cliovana if you're a female, and you can do Precision ED if you're a male. But this is a wonderful gift to yourself to really truly take better care of your health and to take better care of your relationship. Don't be like some of my clients who have been in relationships for years and have not allowed themselves to be intimate because they just feel like things aren't working down there anymore. So we just skip over that part. You don't have to. You don't have to. And for women who have sex lives and feel like, hey, listen, I'm doing okay, but realize that they really truly have not had an orgasm ever, or if they've not had one in a very long time, I have had testimonials from many of my clients who have gotten back into the dating game because now they really are able to enjoy sex again. Cliovana is for you. 20% off. Call our office at 770-847-8104, 777-847-8104. Our website is www.deeprootedhealth.org, and you can find all of our services there. You can also find a way to get our app, which is now available to those clients who wish to join our app and get all of the discounts that come with joining the app. We are happy to show you how to do that. You can call the office, and our young ladies will be happy to show you how to get on our app as well. Now, I'm going to try to go see if there's any questions that I've missed, But I want to once again wish you all an amazing love day tomorrow. I want to encourage you all to be in partnership with someone, love someone, share your time with someone, and then be intimate with someone. Your heart cares for you, so you have to care for your heart. And how do you do that? What better way to do that is to have an intimate, healthy, intimate, sexual relationships, if not just with a partner, with yourself. With yourself. Believe it or not, having orgasm is still healthy, even if you're self-stimulating yourself. It still counts. So you don't have to be in a relationship to have a healthy sex life. Know that there is things that people are capable of doing that are healthy alternatives to being stimulated by another human being or by another male or by another female. All things work as long as they're healthy and safe and permissive. All right. Well, I'm Dr. Monica of Deep Rooted Health and Wellness Med Spa. Thank you guys for joining me. I wish you love, I wish you peace, and I wish you happy intimacy. Please come see me at Deep Rooted Health and Wellness. I'll be looking for you.